Imagine walking into a massive, bustling city 4,500 years ago. You look down and notice the streets are built on a perfect grid pattern. Every house is made of uniformly high quality baked bricks, featuring its own private bathroom connected to a covered underground street drainage system. Now look around for a royal palace or a massive statue of a tyrannical king. You won't find one. Look for an armory full of swords and shields. Nothing. You haven't stepped into a futuristic sci fi utopia. You have just traveled back in time to India's most ancient urban miracle, the Harappan civilization. Today, we are diving deep into what historians call the first urbanization of India, a society so sophisticated, peaceful, and balanced that it still leaves modern architects completely mind blown. Around 3500 BCE, across the massive fertile fields of Punjab and Sindh, fed by the Indus River, small farming villages began to grow. But it wasn't just the Indus. Thousands of years ago, a legendary mighty river called the Saraswati, today known as the seasonal Ghaggar-Hakra River, flowed proudly from the Himalayas through Haryana and Rajasthan. By 2600 BCE, the towns along these river basins completely transformed into booming advanced metropolises. We call these people the Harappans today simply because the ancient city of Harappa in modern day Pakistan was the very first site dug up by archaeologists back in 1920. When you look at Harappan town planning, it looks less like the ancient world and more like a modern tech park. Their cities were split into two main sections. You had the upper town, built on a raised platform, likely used by the administration and elites, and the sprawling lower town where everyday citizens lived. The wide streets were perfectly oriented to the cardinal directions north, south, east, and west, so the wind could naturally clear the dust out of the city. And their obsession with water management and cleanliness was next level. In the legendary city of Mohenjo-daro, archaeologists uncovered the Great Bath, a massive 12 by 7 meter tank lined with natural bitumen to make it completely waterproof. While some think it was a royal pool, the fact that almost every single common house had its own private bathing area suggests the Great Bath was likely a sacred space for community rituals. Down in Dholavira, located in the scorching run of Kutch, the Harappans became the ultimate masters of water harvesting. They carved massive, jaw-dropping stone reservoirs out of solid rock, one of them measuring an incredible 73 meters long. These reservoirs were seamlessly connected by underground channels to catch and distribute every single drop of rain. Quick break. If you're finding this breakdown helpful and want to understand every tricky concept in your syllabus with this much ease, hit that subscribe button right now. Thousands of students are learning with us every day, and we don't want you to miss out. Let's go. But a great city cannot survive without a massive food supply. The Harappans built highly efficient farming networks, inventing wooden plows that are almost identical to the ones Indian farmers use today. They grew barley, wheat, millets, and they were actually the very first people in all of Eurasia to successfully cultivate cotton to weave comfortable clothes. And their diet was shockingly diverse. By running advanced scientific tests on ancient clay cooking pots, researchers found traces of dairy products, turmeric, ginger, and even bananas. They were eating rich, flavorful meals thousands of years ago. This agricultural surplus fueled a massive global trade network. Harappan craftsmen were world famous for their luxury goods, like beautiful bangles carved from conch shells and highly sought after reddish carnelian beads. To export these goods, they kicked off India's very first era of maritime exploration. At Lothal in Gujarat, they constructed a massive tidal dockyard measuring 217 meters long, the size of two football fields, where cargo ships could sail out into the ocean to trade with far-off civilizations like ancient Mesopotamia. To manage this complex business empire, merchants used small, beautiful seals carved from a soft stone called steatite. These seals featured intricate symbols and animal carvings, which acted like a trademark or barcode so buyers knew exactly who sent the goods. This writing system is so unique that to this day, linguists are still trying to crack the code and decipher it. They were also highly skilled metallurgists. By mixing soft copper with tin, they unlocked the secrets of bronze, using it to craft durable tools, pots, and exquisite artistic figurines. But around 1900 BCE, this golden, peaceful empire began to quietly fade away. For a long time, old history books claimed that violent foreign invaders marched in and destroyed the cities. But modern science has completely debunked that theory. There is zero evidence of warfare. Instead, the Harappans were defeated by an enemy they couldn't fight: nature. Around 2200 BCE, a catastrophic global climate shift caused severe droughts and a massive drop in rainfall. To make matters worse, the central lifeline of their civilization, the Saraswati River, began to dry up and completely disappear. Without water, the complex agricultural system collapsed. The grand cities could no longer feed themselves. The central government dissolved, and the people slowly abandoned the metropolises, migrating away into small, scattered rural villages. But this wasn't a tragic end, it was a new beginning. The physical cities of the Indus Saraswati civilization faded into the dirt, but their brilliant culture, their advanced farming tools, their pottery styles, and their deep spiritual traditions didn't die. They were passed down generation after generation, weaving themselves directly into the fabric of classical Indian civilization. They showed us that greatness isn't built on the backs of cruel kings or deadly weapons. True civilization is built on peace, balance, and learning how to live in perfect harmony with the world around you.